Hey everyone, my name is Anthony Coons and I'm a professional actor in the city of Los Angeles, California, and a former Junior Achievement Watch a Rising Star participant from 2014. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about how I got to where I am in my career. And that kind of starts off in high school, my freshman year, where I attended American Heritage School in Boca del Rey on a theater scholarship, and that's where I kind of cultivated my love for acting and the arts. And then when the time came for me to graduate and go to college, my mom, she wanted, as all mothers do, she wanted me to get a job with a promising career trajectory and where I could make a lot of money. And she told me, hey, I know you love acting, but I want you to get the practical degree if I'm going to help you get through college. And I said, you know what? You got yourself a deal. So I went to college and I got a degree in economics and a minor in computer science. But the whole entire time, I continued to make time to do what I love to do, which was act and play music. I acted in multiple productions at the community theater there called Theater Tallahassee, which has an incredible support group, especially for community theater, and that really fostered my love for acting, and it was an incredibly professional environment. I did shows at Theater TCC as well, and my first regional theater production with Southern Shakespeare, where I played the lead role of Orlando in the Shakespeare show As You Like It. I also did my first commercial, and I also participated in over 20 student films at the College of Motion Picture Arts, which really helped me bolster my career and create a foundation of marketing materials and things that I would need to continue my acting career out in the real world in Los Angeles. This is what brings me to question number 2, which is, what was the biggest risk in your career and what was the outcome of that? And right after college, I took a job at a sales and recruiting company, which was a great company that took care of all of its employees and was comprised of many great, influential people. But my decision to take that job had a lot of factors that went into it, but to kind of sum them up, I was trying to be the person that other people wanted me to be and not the person that I wanted to be. And there weren't really any creative outlets that I was doing, and it wasn't just, I was actually working from 7:30 to a lot of times 6 p.m. and there was just no time for me to do anything that I enjoyed doing, like working out or socializing with my friends or even playing music. And I started to become a bit depressed, and it was tough for me to see myself working there and doing that routine for the next year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years into the future. So that's when I kind of made the decision, after working there for about 6 months, that I had to just make the leap. But my decision to do that was comprised of many meticulous decisions that would allow me to hit the ground running once I got to LA. And once all of those were in line, I finally made the decision to quit this stable, this great career trajectory job that I had acquired, and to come out and take the risk of trying to become an actor in Los Angeles. And a year and a day after quitting my job, I got a call from my manager telling me that I got the role of Guy Madison in Ryan Murphy's new Netflix series, Hollywood. And that was one of the best days of my entire life, other than actually going and filming that. So even though it was a risk, it was a very calculated risk. It wasn't a pipe dream to come out here and try and do what I'm doing. I had marketing materials that I had acquired through my years at Florida State. I had the experience since my freshman year of high school acting. I hadn't gone more than 6 months without doing a show or acting in some sort of capacity. So I had the confidence, I had the experience, I had the passion and the business knowledge coming out here and knowing what I needed to do to make this work. And so far, that risky decision to come out here and pursue this crazy competitive industry has paid off, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this journey takes me in the future. And this brings me to question number 3. What are my strategies for handling criticism? And this one is very particular to acting because it kind of comes in the job description. You have to be able to take constructive criticism well, and not only take it well, but implement it into what you're doing. Whether you're in an audition, doing self-tapes, or on stage or on set with a director who's giving you redirects. So I think the best way to handle criticism is, first and foremost, don't take it personally. A lot of times actors out here, when you're on stage or on set, you get very vulnerable, especially being in front of the camera. Talking to the camera or being in front of the camera with a bunch of people watching you is not an easy thing to do. So actors are inherently vulnerable, and when they get criticism, it's very easy to take that personally. But you have to keep in mind that everybody wants the best. They want the best performance. They want the best framing for the shot. They want the movie to come out as best as it possibly can. So having that kind of self-aware understanding and not taking any criticism personally is very good, not only for your own mental health, but for everybody around you, because nobody wants to work with somebody who's going to get defensive over every single thing that, when they're trying to be constructive and trying to help build a better performance, which in the end is everybody's ultimate goal. And that not only doesn't only apply to acting in the film industry, that applies to everything across the board. I mean, even working in a corporate job, if your manager comes to you and suggests to do something differently, or they talk about the way that you're doing something, and they're just, you have to understand people's intentions are good. And even sometimes if it comes off a little bit harsher than you may think, you have to understand that most of the time people's intentions are good, and not getting defensive will just allow for a cleaner, smoother experience, and you may even get some great advice out of it. So don't take it personally, and try and take the most positive things out of those experiences that you can. And now transitioning into question number 4, what is the best career advice that you've gotten? And I've had a bunch of influential people in my life who've given me great advice, but 2 instances stand out to me the most. And the first one comes from a benefactor of mine who was part of the George Snow Scholarship Fund. He actually helped me get through college and is an incredible man, David Hofer. He told me that one of the best things in life that you can do is build your Rolodex. And for a lot of us who've never grown up with Rolodexes, that is your contact list. Everybody that you meet, every relationship that you come in contact with people can be valuable. And you always want to remember, every time you walk in a room and you meet new people, no matter how influential or not influential they are, they can be an asset to you. And treating everyone with respect and trying to just build a relationship with everyone you meet is so important, because you never know when that connection will help you in your career or help you personally. And I've made a lot of great friends just from networking, and something that may have started off as a career became very personal, and now I've built this incredible support group around me, especially in this industry where it's a lot about who you know. You should never go into a relationship expecting them to bolster your career. You should think of it as kind of a bonus, because people can pick up on when you're using them just to kind of climb the ladder. Every relationship that you go into should be just for the sake of building relationship, building a friendship. Everybody's got a story. Learn someone's story, and you'll be surprised about how interesting their journey was from getting to where they were to where they are now. So I think that that's a great way of going about networking and building your contact list or your Rolodex. And that brings us to question 5, which is, what motivates you? And I know if you asked every actor, they'd have a different answer for you, but for me, this stems from one particular incident my freshman year of high school, when I had the role of Captain Von Trapp in The Sound of Music, and it took place during the first opening week, And during that opening week was actually Holocaust Awareness Week, that was set up by the woman who played Maria in my production, who was also the student body president, who kind of orchestrated the whole thing. And she invited a bunch of Holocaust survivors to come and see the show. And I remember after the opening night, we were out in the audience, or we were out outside greeting the audience, and I had an older woman come up to me. She approached me and she held out her hand to shake my hand, and I could see the numbers written on her wrist. And she introduced herself to me, and she told me that she was an Austrian Jew who had survived being in a concentration camp when she was a little girl. And she told me that for years she was ashamed of her country and her heritage, but hearing me sing Edelweiss, which is Austria's song, that's like the song of Austria is Edelweiss. She said that hearing me sing that song made her feel proud of where she came from. And it was such a profound moment, because through that art form, I was able to connect with this person that I had not even known for 3 minutes. And I was able to affect her this deeply. And that alone was what made me think to myself, I want to do this for the rest of my life. So my advice to all of you guys is, don't be the person that you think other people want you to be. Find the thing that lights a fire in you, that makes you passionate, that makes you obsess over it. Find the thing that you want to be the best at and do that. Because if you put the work in, no matter what it is, you will be able to excel at it, and the money will follow. I know a lot of people say it, but it's true. And I hope that my story has at least motivated you to have a conversation with yourself and figure out what that thing is. So thank you guys so much for listening to me, and I hope something that I said stuck with you and helps you and inspires you with whatever you choose to do with your career. Thank you guys so much, and I wish you guys all the best. Take care.